The summer transfer window has not even officially opened, but things have already started to move very quickly. And one club that seems to be moving faster than most is Barcelona. In the last couple weeks, they have already shown real interest in João Pedro, Alessandro Bastoni, and a couple other players. But it appears that the player they want the most right now is Newcastle's Anthony Gordon, and they have already reached an agreement with both the player and the club to sign him for £70 million. For a lot of people, it doesn't really make sense considering he's not exactly the best finisher in the world, and they also have Rafinha on that wing, who's one of the best players in the world. So why are Barcelona going for the Englishman? You'll find answers to that question in this video today. This is why Barcelona want Anthony Gordon.
Hey fam, this is your chance to build the jersey collection you've been waiting for. The Goal 90 bundle deal is live. Buy 2 jerseys and get 10% off. Buy 3 and get 15% off. Buy 4 and get a massive 25% off. Club kits, country kits, retro classics, pick your favourites and save big. And yes, every order comes with free worldwide shipping. The deal runs only until the end of May. Goal 90 bundle deal. Buy more, save more. Shop now at Goal 90 Shop.
First of all, it has become obvious that Hansi Flick does not only want skillful attackers. It's not enough that you can shoot, pass and dribble. The German coach also wants players who can press and work their asses off. And as far as that is concerned, there aren't many players who come close to Gordon's level. Among wingers who played over 1,500 minutes in Europe's top 5 leagues this season, the Newcastle man ranked 6th for off-the-ball work rate. Flick must be looking at that with real excitement. Gordon is a workhorse. He never gets tired of running, and that would be very valuable for Hansi Flick's current system at Barcelona. For his style to be very effective, the attacking players must press relentlessly in order to win the ball high up the pitch, and all hands have to be on deck. Just one attacker not pressing as much as the rest can ruin the entire system and leave the team very vulnerable. You surely can see Gordon fitting perfectly into this. It also means that the energy levels won't have to drop so much when Rafinha is unavailable. This season, Barcelona suffered a lot when Rafinha was injured, because nobody up front had his level of energy and pressed as much as he would usually do. This is surely one factor that makes Gordon a better option for Barcelona than the likes of Marcus Rashford and Rafael Leao. Gordon surely presses more than both of those players combined. Another reason Barcelona want Gordon this summer is because he is versatile. Although he is primarily a left winger, he can play all across the front line. Eddie Howe stuck him at centre forward for much of this season, and he outperformed the 2 number 9s the club bought. It might not make a lot of sense to some people right now, but there's a possibility that Hansi Flick is trying to build something similar to what we're currently seeing with PSG. When Ousmane Dembele was bought by the Parisians, he was purely a winger, but Enrique managed to convert him into a centre forward and create a very fluid attack where all 3 players are able to switch positions at different points in the game. If Barcelona fields an attacking trio of Rafinha, Anthony Gordon and Lamine Yamal, they would be able to do exactly that. All 3 of those players will surely appreciate the freedom to roam, and it could make Barcelona very unpredictable. One more thing that has really helped Gordon's case is that he has done it in the Champions League. Players like Yan Diomande and Nico Williams are obviously great players, but they are yet to do it in the Champions League, which will make buying them a bit of a gamble. Meanwhile, Gordon was involved in the 11 goals in 12 Champions League appearances this season and finished as the 3rd highest goalscorer in the tournaments. He scored 10 goals, and by doing so, he became only the 2nd Englishman to ever hit double figures for goals in a single Champions League campaign after Harry Kane. He also became only the 2nd player in Champions League history to score 4 times in the first half of a match, and the highest scoring Newcastle player in a single edition of the UEFA Champions League. A season like this in the biggest club competition in the world surely gets you noticed by the biggest clubs in the world, which is exactly what we're seeing right now. But hey, let's face it, it's still quite crazy that Barcelona are willing to pay about €80 million for Gordon in their financial situation, so there has to be more, right? Well, we feel there might be some fear involved here. With other clubs like Bayern Munich reportedly also interested in Gordon, Barcelona probably don't want to miss out on another top player who would go on to explode elsewhere. Last year, fans wanted Kvaratskhelia, but the club could not sign him and he ended up joining PSG. Back then, a lot of people said he was too expensive at €80 million, but well, so far he's looking like worth every single penny. He helped PSG win their first ever Champions League and has now helped them reach back-to-back finals. Something similar happened last summer too. Barcelona were linked with Luis Diaz, but they ended up not signing him. Once again, people said he was too expensive at 75 million euros. But well, the Colombian eventually joined Bayern Munich and he absolutely blew up there. He was directly involved in 49 goals in 51 appearances. Barcelona probably look back at both those signings and think it could have been them. So now, with Bayern Munich and other top clubs also monitoring Gordon, they don't want to miss out once again, which will explain why they're moving really quickly with this one. They're really hungry for the Champions League to return to the Camp Nou after more than a decade, and they know that they have to spend big to make it happen, which is probably why they aren't so shaken by the price tag. Also, Gordon is just 25 years old, which is sort of the perfect age. He's not too young that you have to wait too long for him to get up to speed, but he's also not too old that you won't get enough out of him. He's just about to get into his prime, and Barcelona must believe that they have a system that can transform him into an absolute superstar. Speaking of the Barcelona system, Gordon's speed makes him a perfect fit for that attack. They already have one of the best creators in world football in Lamine Yamal. In order to complement him, they need fast players and willing runners, and that is exactly what Gordon is. Now just imagine Yamal creating on the right wing, while Rafinha and Gordon are running on the left and down the middle. Barcelona would be absolutely unstoppable in transitions. There's also the thing about wages. Gordon is currently on less than 200,000 euros per week. That's less than what the likes of Rashford and Alvarez earn, so perhaps that could explain why Barcelona chose to prioritise Gordon, because over a period of 5 years, stuff like this can make a lot of difference. Finally, we believe that Barcelona is approaching Gordon with Rafinha's age at the back of their minds. The Brazilian turns 30 this year and he had some serious injury issues this season, so the club is probably now trying to prepare for life after him. In a situation where Rafinha only has 1 or 2 good years left in him, they would want to be prepared with a great replacement for him. And this is something that a lot of Barcelona fans might not want to hear, but there's also a possibility that the club is looking to sell off Rafinha to generate profit this summer, and if they plan to do that, signing a younger replacement with a very similar profile seems like a smart first step. There have been reports that a couple Saudi clubs are interested in splashing the cash on the former Leeds man, and that could earn Barcelona over 100 million euros. That kind of amount is just very difficult for Barcelona to overlook in their current financial predicament. We're not saying this is what will happen for sure, but it's possible, and it could be the reason Barcelona want Gordon and probably also why they are moving so quickly with it. Anyway, it is now time to hear from you guys. What do you think about this Gordon signing? Why do you think Barcelona want him so badly? Do you think he's perfect for the Spanish champions? Are the Blaugranas throwing money away with this one? How well do you think the Englishman will do in Spain? Get in the comments and talk to us. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.
Hey fam, this is your chance to build the jersey collection you've been waiting for. The Goal 90 bundle deal is live. Buy 2 jerseys and get 10% off. Buy 3 and get 15% off. Buy 4 and get a massive 25% off. Club kits, country kits, retro classics, pick your favourites and save big. And yes, every order comes with free worldwide shipping. The deal runs only until the end of May. Goal 90 bundle deal. Buy more, save more. Shop now at Goal 90 Shop.